the women's sector, and we've just seen the graduation ceremony of the Kunga Stopping Violence program, a 4-week pre-release program, the first of its kind in the country, which specifically looks at the violent past of Aboriginal women in prison. We have the facilitator of the program, Professor Judy Atkinson. Judy, thanks for your time. Tell us about this program.
It's a program for women who've come to prison because they've committed some kind of act of violence, although I must say there's a couple of women in here who are here for driving, a driving offence. It's about them looking at themselves and what they can do for themselves. So they developed this kind of concept, and they're thinking about, well, you know, if I can't change myself when I go home because my family's still drinking, my community's in crisis, what do I do? How can I do something for me? So I call that individual sovereignty, changing your life and doing something for yourself.
And so what did they get out of the 4 weeks or so?
What they got out of it was starting to think differently, starting to own some things that had happened to them earlier in their life that they'd not talked about previously that contributed to their drinking and to the what we call a violent offence. Obviously, the women are able to communicate with themselves, each other. I have English, they have 4 different languages, so they talk to each other about the things that they're learning, and then they transform them. They're making them real for themselves.
And you'd like to see this program replicated in other states and territories around the country. Why?
Because our incarceration rates of Aboriginal women are just rising so desperately. And every woman that I've worked with has got a childhood history of pain, of disorder, of trauma. Every young person who's come into the prison generally has been locked into what we call domestic violence or family violence issues. So are we going to incarcerate women for that, or are we going to do something for them? And that is that we need the programs both in the prison where they may feel safe and outside the prison as well.
Judy, thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next Kunga Stopping Violence program will be in September this year.